Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, August 2nd. Hopefully everybody had a good week. This will be a technical analysis based video. So if you're somebody that uses charts within your decision-making process as a trader, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about the tool of technical analysis and how it can be used to make good decisions as a trader, then this will be a video for you. And then real quick before I get started, just keep in the back of your mind as I go through the video that if you are interested in learning more, if you see the value here and want to learn more about, like I said, how to use these as a trader, then I am offering a free live class this upcoming week on Wednesday. So I'll put a link down below if you're watching on YouTube in the description box, or if you're watching at my site, claytrader.com, just anywhere around the video, you can click there. But like I said, just keep that in the back of your mind. And if you're liking what you hear and see as I go, then get signed up for the class. First one here, ticker symbol AHPI, and crazy movement today. Volume really came pouring in. Price behaved very nicely with it, although right now there's a pullback here that's taking place there. But the interesting thing with this pullback and going into next week is this trend line right here, which let me get it into play here, then I'll explain more so kind of its significance. But if I put that trend line right there, then to me that is a very, very interesting level. And this is all based around a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken, so right there it was a resistance, but it was broken, they tend to act as support, which has actually already played out. So you could throw this right into a textbook if you wanted to. I mean, just a beautiful example of that area being broken. Price came up here, pulled back, and then surprise, surprise. I mean, truly a textbook example, and then bounced from there. But point here being going into next week, really just a question of, okay, if this thing wants to continue to pull back, is it going to once again backtest that trend line and then get continuation to the upside? So that's one of the main dynamics to watch moving forward. And, a lot of people will be watching that trend line. So right around $8, give or take. Remember that line is going upward, so the price is always, changing a little bit. But just to make it easy, we'll call it $8 as that key level of support. And then if the price does want to all of a sudden work its way back upwards, as far as the key level of resistance is concerned, in my mind, right up there at that $10 mark, you can see several times today price try to get up around that area, but can never just quite sustain any sort of momentum after it would get up to that area. But all in all, great volatility, great volume. Let's see what next week has to offer. Next one here, ticker symbol MRIN. A pretty famous one as of the past couple of months, has really made some big movements, and once again has kind of just waved its hand around and said, hey, remember me? I still have life left in me. I still have energy left in me, as it made a very, very impressive move. Sure, it did pull back here, but I would argue that pullback is nothing to be frightened about. In fact, it's kind of a good situation in the sense of, as far as, am I suffering from FOMO right now, fear of missing out? Am I chasing the price? All those have been eliminated now because the price is pulled back now. For the people that happen to be buying up there, well then, yeah, they're probably not going to have a very good weekend. They're going to be very nervous all weekend long. But assuming, like I said, you like to play pullbacks, or just, I don't know, I don't want to be buying the top. I don't want to be chasing. Well, with that pullback, that's now eliminated all of those. And really, in my mind, the key level of support now moving forward is right down there around the $7.50 mark for a couple reasons. First off, that would just give the overall pattern a good, solid, appearance, which is always good. But also just from more of a practical point of view, if the price were to come down there and then break down through 750, what would that be doing to the price? That would literally be putting the price right back inside of this big old range where it just was. And I mean, not to insult your intelligence, but price movements with genuine power are not going to go back to where they were, right? They're going to show signs of progress, and the quote-unquote sign of progress is by being able to stay above 750. And then as far as if the price is going to, recover back upwards and make the move back to the upside, that is where the pink line right there comes into play, which on my chart denotes the very well-known, the very famous 200 period moving average, currently valid at 960. But no doubt about it, came back to life today. Not just a question of can this life continue, and better yet, get even stronger next week. Let's see what happens. Next one here, ticker symbol AMC, and not a good day, not a good way to close out the week from a technical point of view. And for those of you that have watched the past top 10 videos I've done tracking AMC, you should know why I'm saying what I am. But it has everything to do with this support trend line right there, which up until today has done a fantastic job of supporting the price. You can see right there, bounced, even this morning, bounced, came back down though, and is now broken down below there. Now, with all that being said, the good news is it's not like the price broke that trend line and then just collapsed. Nothing like that happened. It broke it, went down a little bit, and then has just basically been going sideways. So in other words, could this just be a faulty breakdown? Could this be kind of just a, hey, just kidding, and then the price goes back upwards? Yeah, I don't think that would be shocking to anybody. Now, is that guaranteed to happen? Of course not, no guarantees. But it's more than rational to think that that could possibly be the case, because again, it's not like the price broke that level and then just ultimately collapsed or anything like that. So it's sticking within the realm of that area. But pointer being, you still got to acknowledge the fact that that trend line has been broken. So one of the main questions moving into next week is, all right, is this the start of of something bigger to the downside? Is this trendline break going to lead to more downside selling pressure, or what's going to go on here? But like I said, it's a very interesting dynamic because it was a very lackluster break. It broke, yeah, but then barely did anything. So maybe this thing is getting ready to snap right back upwards. If it does try to snap back upwards, well, then it goes right back to the area I've been talking about time and time again. That pink line there, the 200 period moving average. So continue to watch that as that main area of resistance, which is now valued right around 38.35. Next one here, ticker symbol NIO, and very, very nice way to close out the week here. Volume wasn't gigantic, but still very respectable. But the price got the great surge upwards and then pulled back. But within pulling back, that's what's actually presented and formed a very, very nice pattern here. So let's just get this pattern drawn out. So we have basically the resistance portion of the pattern right there. And then let's just do this, make my life a little easier. So we have the exact same angle and everything. And then we have that bottom part of the pattern right there, and I'll change that to green to represent more so the support part of the pattern. But we have that angle. And then we have, and I'll just pull this, what would be known as the pull portion of the pattern. So in other words, what we have here is a bull flag pattern. So that's really the easiest way to summarize NIO going into next week. 30-minute time frame, bull flag pattern, and now it's just a question of which way does this pattern ultimately want to go. Does it want to get the bullish breakout to the upside and can continue on with that trend? Nothing's guaranteed, but is that is that a rational thought to have? Absolutely. By no means is it random for you to say, yeah, I think this thing could keep on going higher because, well, yeah, I mean, it's got a great bullish pattern set up here. It's in a nice uptrend right now. Again, guaranteed to happen? No, but is that some sort of random thought process to have? Absolutely not. More than justified, more than valid, but it's really as simple as that headed into next week for NIO. Bull flag pattern on the 30-minute time frame. Next one here, AMD, and I think this is the third day in a row now I put in the top 10, but when something's got this amount of momentum, you just got to go with it. And in yesterday's video, I talked about the fact that, yeah, it may pull back some more, but you got to like the fact of all this momentum, and sure enough, it gapped down today. And I mean, gap down. So to congratulations to anybody that was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to play the momentum and buy that gap down because it quickly recovered and the uptrend continues. So overall, the same premise remains as the previous video. There's a lot of upwards buying pressure. There's a lot of upwards momentum. I understand I'm stating the obvious when I say that, but it's still an important point because you got to think that any sort of pullback is worth at least considering. No guarantees, so I'm not saying that if it pulls back, the price is for sure going to go back up. But I mean, given the track record of things, pullback, back up it went. Pull back up it went. Gap down, up it went. Pull back up it went. So like I said, does that mean that if it pulls back again, it'll for sure go back up? No. But I mean, given the track record, given the history that it's happened once, twice, 3 times, 4 times already, it's not like you're being irrational to think that it could happen again. So just continue to play that momentum. And like I said, buying pullbacks, as the chart has shown, has been a profitable strategy. So if it pulls back some more and you still feel comfortable with it, you still feel that the momentum's there, then it's worth at least consideration. Next one here, down in the world of penny stocks, NSAV, and definitely got this one wrong, but it really goes, not necessarily wrong, but it really just goes to show the difference of strategies. Because in the video I did previously, talked about, yeah, I don't know, buying right there. Sure, you could be buying a breakout, but that could also be chasing the price because you could get the pullback down to that green line. But for the people that like to play breakouts and are saying, no, I'm buying there, I like to play breakouts, well, you know what? You chose very, very wisely because today the thing just absolutely skyrocketed. And this is almost like a case of deja vu here with AMD as far as the overall concept is concerned. Clearly, a whole lot of upwards buying pressure. And as this one has shown, pullbacks have been a very, very profitable thing to buy, along with things consolidating and then breaking back up. So as far as pullbacks are concerned, one of the newest areas of support that, in my mind at least, stands out right there around 0.085. So if you're somebody that likes to play those pullbacks, then you know that's an area that I think makes sense to at least consider. But if you're somebody that likes to play those breakouts, well, you have, once again, a nice sideways consolidation area up there. So right around the breakout area of 0.09. Actually looks like 10 cents is basically the level now. So 10 cents, public enemy number 1 moving forward. But all in all, you can't deny it. This thing has a whole lot of upwards buying pressure behind it right now, with the overall trend very clearly upwards. So once more, does that guarantee that if it pulls back, it'll for sure go back up? No, but given the track record, given how it's behaved in the past, it's at least a valid thought process to have. But again, another one, if you're looking for something with a whole lot of strong upwards momentum, NSAV down in the world of penny stocks is one of those to consider. Next one here, ticker symbol ARDX. And overall, let me take a step back. Depending on your perspective, a pretty disappointing day. However, it's still setting up, and it's still, in my mind at least, makes sense to keep an eye on. But I say perspective because I understand if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, somebody that was looking to buy and sell within 10 minutes and you bought right there, well then yeah, you're not going to have a good weekend, because this was a good solid opening period, but then it pulled back quite a bit. But the main reason why it's still on the watch list and why I'm still giving it a chance and think it's at least worth keeping an eye on is because it's still respecting that purple line there, the 50 period moving average. You can see right there it behaved as support, and then once again, I mean, think about it, what a coincidence, was up there, drop, 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 drop. Oh, and look right where it happened to find some support. Literally right at the 50 period moving average. Now, our charts, is technical analysis the perfect tool? No, nothing is perfect. But is it at least a tool that I believe you should learn how to use? Absolutely, and here's a classic example of that. So really, this all boils down to, all right, the trend is still bullish because the price is still maintained above that level. So it's just a question of, okay, is this just another pullback before this thing gets another bump to the upside? And we'll have to see how that plays out. But a good kind of leading indicator that this may be ready to make another move to the upside is if the price can break up through $1.80. So keep an eye on that. And if it can, then again, no guarantees, but to then see the price push up to, potentially above $1.90, that seems valid, because there is an uptrend with it, not just a question of, is this uptrend going to get some more continuation and make another nice recovery? And that $1.80 mark helps answer that question. Next one here, ticker symbol ATOS, and this is one of these just pure panic, pure bloodshed plays where when everybody's screaming and running, you're remaining cool and maybe picking up a really good entry point. But this, I've got to go quite a bit back to the history of things, because the last time it was approaching this area, and it's not quite down there yet, there we go, is check out this area of support right down around that level at, let's call it $2.25. But several weeks ago, the price got around that area, and look how it just went flat, 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 sideways, came back down there, once again bounced from that area, and up it went. So the question really just becomes, can more panic show up? Because it's already going basically straight down after today, but if it can just continue to go straight down and get to that level, now it could obviously continue to go straight down, but you got to think, given the track record, hey, it's bounced off that area before, so over an extended move down to that area, from a risk-reward standpoint, sets up very nicely. Now, if you're not good at honoring stop losses, if you think risk management's a joke or whatever, well then yeah, you definitely shouldn't try it, because if you're not going to manage risk, then there's really no risk reward. But if you are going to manage risk, then yeah, you may take a very controlled loss if the bloodshed continues. But if you get some sort of halfway decent bounce to the upside, you're looking at quite a bit more reward compared to the risk. So it's at least an area to keep an eye on. But yeah, definitely at this point, need to see it come down some more, need to see more bloodshed and panic. So we'll see if next week can bring that about or not. Next one here, ticker symbol TSLA. Did this one previously, and I'm not patting myself on the back here, but I'm padding charts on the back. Again, not a perfect tool, but they're very, very valid. They're very, very rational in terms of making good decisions, and this will mean more to those of you that watched the video previously, but if you didn't, I put that line in place right there and talked about that green line as an area of support. And I kid you not, look right where the price pulled back this morning, found some support, and then skyrocketed to the upside. So for anybody that was buying calls down there or that were just flat out buying the stock, on that technical point, again, if you don't believe me, I'm not offended. I realize this could be my first ever video you're watching, and I'm some sort of stranger, but just go back in the video archive, watch a video I did on July 29th, and you'll see me putting that level in there, talk about it. And I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. The power of charts, and up it went. So moral of the story here, still a lot of strength in Tesla here, and I'm going to leave that trend line in place, because if it does pull back more, that could be the big area right there. But I'm going to get rid of that line, because once again, the showdown point, the pay-per-view point, the level that every breakout player and their brother's uncle is going to be watching next week has now come back into play, including today, which is basically right up there. Kind of randomly, you would think at 700, but it's really more so 697, 698. That's where the price has gotten rejected there, and then once again today. So like I said, everybody's going to be watching it, and when everybody's watching the same general area, call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, call it whatever you want. Not guaranteed, but rational to think that if it can break up to that area, that break could very well create a whole lot of upwards buying pressure. But overall, Tesla brings a tear to my eye. Beautiful, beautiful back test of that trend line. Up it went. Now it's just a question of, can the momentum stay strong and get the break of that 698-ish area? Monday, Tuesday of next week, going to be very, very interesting. So that wraps up the top 10. And again, before I go, I just want to personally invite you to get signed up for this live class that I'm offering totally free. So if you like what you saw, if you can start to see the value and want to learn more about technical analysis, how they should be used, how they can be used, how they should not be used as a tool, as a trader, then definitely get signed up for this class. Also, as far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you do enjoy this format and if you would like for me to continue to make these, and just let me know that it's worth the time and effort to put these together. And you can do that by doing two very small things. Hit the like button and then leave a basic comment below, even if it's just thanks, a smiley face emoji. But those two things communicate to me that, you enjoy the videos, you find them helpful. And as long as I know that, then yeah, it is well worth my time to put them together, and I will continue to do so. So like I said, do those two things, hit the like button, leave a basic comment, and then again, want to personally invite you to sign up for my live class that I'm offering. Again, it'll be next week, Wednesday, August 4th. At 7 p.m. Eastern time, always the important part. So get signed up for it, and we'll talk that much more about charts, and you'll learn a whole lot more about them. But hopefully, like I said at the beginning of the video, everybody had a great week, and have a great weekend. And, let's get to it on Monday.